Take a look around. Tell me what you see is who you think you are, who you want to be. Starting with this lyric from my favorite band, Bon Jovi, as a gateway into my topic here. And I think for much of my life, who I thought I was, or even if I didn't think I was the way I was, well, in reality, the truth was that I was a certain way, which was not who I wanted to be. Or at least it's not who I want to be now. I don't want to be my past self. To be a child of God, what does that mean? Well, I always was a believer and I always was a Catholic, but I was ignorant until 2-3 years ago. But since I've really stepped into who I want to be, I think that's been less than a year. And I've had a lot of help along the way. One thing that's helped me a lot is the Newman Center, which is run by the Panther Catholic organization here on campus. I went on a men's retreat with them the first week of March, and that was a great experience. And I kind of considered this Bon Jovi song to be like my theme for that retreat, even though no one else knew about it. The theme of the retreat was Who Am I? And I have a notebook here. This is already a video journal, but I'm going to make this a journal of a journal because I'm going to read to you some of the journals that I took while I was on retreat. So we had a guest speaker who's in seminary to become a priest. And here's a quote from him that very much made me think of the song that I was quoting earlier. He said, the guest speaker, "Have you ever had it where you're surrounded by people, but you've never felt more alone?" That's part of the serpent's lie. The serpent is, of course, the devil. Thinking, I have to surround myself with people or no one will want to hang out with me. This made me think of two lines from the song, which is titled Everybody's Broken. Same song that I quoted in the beginning. One line is from the beginning of the song. It's sort of the negative outlook. You're feeling like a stranger, but all your friends are here, right? So that's kind of, it's part of these lies that we tell ourselves about being alone when we're not really alone, because you might feel alone even if there are people around. Then you have to realize that God is always with you, so you're never actually alone. So it's interesting that our guest speaker talked about these lies that we tell ourselves about being alone. And in this song I'm talking about, you essentially start with this proposed lie. Feeling like a stranger, but all your friends are here. But then later in the song, we have an optimistic line, which is, I would say, the answer to that lie. Step into the deep end, make yourself at home. When you wonder why you're breathing, you know you're not alone. It's just like the refreshing feeling that you get from not being alone. And maybe it's being surrounded by people, or maybe it's because you've recognized that God is with you. If I take a look around now and tell you what I see, I think that who I am is finally who I want to be. I don't know if I've ever smiled as much in my life as I have since I've come into the fullness of my faith. And I'm thankful to be continuing on this journey. And I hope to be able to teach others about the faith if they do not know. I do want to close with a quote from a different Bon Jovi song called Bells of Freedom. And this lyric is just, it's so powerful. And I think wherever anyone is on their faith journey, you can just use this lyric, go back to this, and let it lift you up. In the dark, I have seen that the sun still shines for the one who believes.